that's awesome. And it speaks to me to the point of working with an awesome agent, and not to, toot all of our own horns, but there's a reason that real estate professionals have not gone extinct. If I can be really, point blank about it, because with all of these iBuyers, right, the automated processes that exist out there in the marketplace, we're seeing open doors, we're seeing so many of them. I mean, I could rattle off 5 or 6 of them now. People have had the conversation in the last couple of years, well, why do we even need a real estate agent when I can go tour myself to these properties and they will accept my offer, and they have their own title company and they have their own mortgage company? And so it's brought up that conversation about what is the value of working with a real estate professional who has these levels of conversations on a daily basis. And I think it speaks to the value of that we know based on what we're seeing every day, how to best represent your side of the transaction. Whereas if someone goes directly to one of those iBuyers, they're not having anyone take a look at their best interest from their side of the table. They're working with essentially the lawyer that is representing the other party. For example, we're not attorneys. I can't propose to be, but we act like attorneys in terms of we sit next to you in the negotiations and we help fight for your best interest in transactions. And I think all of what I've been hearing today really just drills home the point of working with people who are having these conversations, who are working with a lot of buyers and sellers and investors all over the valley, not necessarily part-timers. Which, it also means not necessarily, someone who's been in real estate but doesn't do a lot of transactions. We need to know when to let off the gas. We need to know when to negotiate and when we really can go in and be aggressive. And we need to know how to have those conversations in a convincing way to get our buyers what they want and get our sellers what they want. So just a little plug for the real estate industry as a whole. And those of us that have trained and mentored under Ryan, I think we've learned today the value of that experience and how that trickles down to you guys as buyers and sellers to obviously give you the greatest immediate, but also long-term benefits through perspective. The average in mortgage rates since their inception in the 1940s has been hovering around 7 to 8%. So like you were saying, the sticker shock of, oh no, I'm up to 6%. I remember when my parents had an 18%, I think it was 16 or 18% mortgage in the 1980s, right? And at 16%, they feel like they got a good deal. I spoke to someone yesterday who did had the same conversation. So it's all about perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a piggyback on that. That's a perfect point. There's been all sorts of stories in the media over the past couple of years about like a puppy and a toddler made better stock picks than the S&P 500 or whatever. Like that's what the real estate market has been. Like anybody and their mother could have bought a house or represented somebody or done anything and made a fortune. So we were almost irrelevant for a period of time there because you didn't necessarily need that support. You could waive inspections, you could waive appraisals, and you were coming out way on top. Right now, there's no way you should be waiving an inspection. There's no way you should be waiving an appraisal. Matter of fact, as realtors, we can now probably go out there and get contingencies again to sell homes as a part of our offer. Like we might be able to have these 3-month deals that we had 3-4 years ago where we get a buyer under contract and they still have time to sell their home. Like there's so many things that a realtor now can play and give advice to and also give those details. Like, again, if you heard you were supposed to waive all these contingencies, no, stop. Don't do that anymore. Now is not that time. So, and a realtor who's out doing deals, hearing these things, successfully negotiating these things, as a broker who's seeing, dozens of contracts a week come through and what we're achieving, we're every single offer has an inspection right now. Every single offer has an appraisal in it. We're successfully getting buyers to get new roofs, buyers to get, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 of repairs done. Just got off the phone with an agent right before this on a listing, again, on the seller side, and they're being forced to agree to a $50,000 roof. And they have to because there's no other buyers. So a realtor is going to be able to give you that insight now. To be able to understand like what the market is beyond price, like what can you achieve as far as terms. So great point. Realtors are back. People need us, and now's definitely the time to kind of show people how we can help them.